Hello guys, I'm Roosevelt, and in this video, I'll be showing you how to design a professional Courier flyer in Photoshop like a pro with this step-by-step tutorial. In this video, I'll walk you through the process of creating a visual appealing flyer that will help you stand out in the competitive Courier industry. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So I have my worksheet ready, and the size of the worksheet is 2000 pixels by 2000 pixels. I also have my reference flyer over here, and how do you call it? These are the resources that I'll be using for the flyer, and a link to these resources will be in the description below. So let's start by adding our guides. So go to View, and then select Guide and New Guide Layout. Over here, set the column numbers to 1, set the row numbers to 1, and leave the guides to be 20 pixels by 20 pixels. Now with the margins, let's set the left margin to 200 pixels, and let's set the right margin also to 200 pixels and select OK. Now select your rectangle tool, left click and hold and draw a rectangle like this. Let's change the color of the rectangle. So double click over here and give it a color code of 1C 2A4E. Now select OK. Let's increase the size of the rectangle just a little bit. I think this is okay. After doing that, let's add a stroke to our rectangle. So to add a stroke, go to FX and select stroke. Over here, set the stroke size to 15, set the position to outside, and then change the strokes color to a color code E72338 and select OK. Now that we've added our rectangle, the next thing is to import our model's PNG image. So I'll select my model's image and then drag it onto my worksheet. Over here, press Ctrl T and let's resize our model's image. I think something like this will be okay. But then the model's image has to be beneath our rectangle's image. So I'll select my model's layer and drag it down beneath the rectangle's image. Now let's position our model. I think something like this is okay, but then let me increase the size just a little bit. So this is okay for me. Yeah, this is okay for me. After importing our model's image, let's import our warehouse image. So left click and hold and drag our warehouse image onto our worksheet. Press Ctrl T and then let's resize our warehouse image too. I think something like this is okay. Now let's push it to the right side. And then the warehouse image has to be beneath our model's image. So select the warehouse layer, image layer, and drag it beneath the model's image, like the model's layer over here. After doing that, let's set the opacity to 60%. Nice. After setting the opacity to 60%, now let's add a solid color. And to add a solid color, click here and select solid color. Over here, let's set the color code to FA F4 D3 and select OK. Now let's change this particular solid colors layer. Let's change its blend mode from normal to multiply. Press Ctrl J to duplicate it. Now with this second solid color, let's change the blend mode from normal to color. I think this is okay. Now let's add our map image. But after adding the map image, we will turn off its visibility for now. So let me import the map image. I'll just drag my map image onto my worksheet, press Ctrl T, and then resize it. I'll be placing my map image over here. Let's resize it. I think, yeah, okay. So let me drag this side up and push it up just a little bit. Now let me push it to the left side and then drag it up again. Let's push it to the right side this time. So something like this is okay. Now let's change the blend mode of the maps layer. So let's change it from normal to multiply. Now add the layer mask. Select your brush tool over here. Make sure that the foreground color is set to black, and then paint over this side to clear the unwanted parts. Yes, I think this is okay. So for now, we'll be turning off the visibility of our map layer. We'll be adding it very soon. Like we'll be turning on the visibility of the map image very soon. After doing that, let's add a curves adjustment layer. So select your model's image and then add a curves adjustment layer over here. Now select this side and then push it up. Okay, first of all, select this side and drag it down just a little bit. Left click and hold here and then drag it up just a little bit. Something like this is okay. And then select this side and drag it up like this. Yes, so something like this is okay. Now select the whole layers and then press Ctrl G to group them. After grouping them, press Ctrl J to duplicate the group and then turn off the visibility of the first group. Now press Ctrl Shift Alt E to merge everything as one. Okay, so to do that, before you do that, delete the rectangles layer over here. So something like this is okay. Now press Ctrl Shift Alt E to merge everything together. So now we have this as one image. So right click and convert to smart objects. Okay, let me see. Okay, yes, perfect. Now delete this group, open this group and then drag the rectangles layer on top of this image. Do the same thing for the map layer as well. Then you can turn off the visibility of this group. Now we have our image here and then this is our rectangle. But we'll be turning on the map image later. Over here you can see that the map image is also reflecting on our model's face. So select the layer marks of the map image, go back to your brush to make sure the foreground color is still black, and then paint over those places, the unwanted places. You clean it just a little bit. I think this is also good. Now turn up the visibility of our map image once again. Now let's group everything and then name it. How do you it? And then let's name it background. So I'll select these layers, press Ctrl G, and then name them background. That's BG for background. Let's open our background image and with our image selected, I mean this image. Go with our image selected, I mean this particular image over here. go to filter and then select camera raw filter. Over here in the camera raw filter, let us first work on the light. So with the light, let's add a contrast of +5. But then you can always play around with the slider to see what suits your image, because every image you need to add different numbers or something. So with this particular image, we'll be adding a contrast of 5. So +5 is okay. Let's let's reduce the highlight to something like -10. So -10 is okay. Now let's reduce the white to something like I think let's go with something like -8. Yeah, something like a -8 is okay. Then let's scroll down and then let's add some effects to it too as well. So with the effects, let's set the value of texture to something like +15. Let's give it some vignette. So let's give it a black vignette of, let's say, -10 is okay. Then let's give it some green. So let's give it a +10 green. So the greens actually add noise to the image, but then we don't want too much noise, so we'll just give it a green of 10. Now let's come to the details. So with the details, let's set the sharpening to, I think 60 is okay, and then let's give it a noise reduction of 10. Yeah, I think 10 is okay for us. So now let's go down to this side, the lens blur. So kindly check this side, the apply. Let's wait for it to load, and then once it loads, we'll select the one of the blur bokeh effects over there. Now let's just wait for Photoshop to load. Okay, so now it's done. Then select this first, and so you can see that whenever you uncheck it, you check the background over here. So when you turn it on, it blurs the background a little bit fast, and that's what we want. So after doing that, just click on OK. Now let's press Ctrl S to save our work, so that whenever Photoshop crashes, we wouldn't lose our flyer design over here. So after adding the lens blur or the camera roll effects, let's add our logo. So I'll be turning this back on to group them. I want the logo to be on top of our background. Let me turn on the visibility of the map image. So I'll open my group and then turn the visibility of the warehouse or of the map image. Now I'll go back and then close the group once again. Now left click in the rulers and then drag a guide. We'll be aligning our logo to this guide over here. Select your background image. Now let's import our logo. Press Ctrl T and resize the logo. So I think something like this is okay. Yeah, something like this is okay. And then the logo isn't showing that well, so I would like to change the color. So to do that, go to FX and select color overlay. Set the color to white, and the color code for white is FFFFFF. That's 6 Fs. This okay. Press Ctrl G and let's do this and then name it logo. So we know that this group contains our logo and this group contains our background files. Let's go back to our reference image. So now we've added this, we've added the background, we've added the rectangle, we've added our map image. So we are left with adding the express delivery service and then our services over here, and then the contact details and this arrow over here. So now let's go ahead and then add our express delivery service text. So to do that, select the background again. You want the text layers to be in between the logo and then the background groups. Then, so select your type tool, click here and then type express delivery service, express delivery service. So this is okay. Now open your character panel over here, and to get a character panel, just go to window and select character, and then it will pop up over here. So over here, let's set the font to, I think let's use Gotham. So I'll set it to Gotham Ultra Italic. So something like this is okay. And then I'll make sure that the text are in caps. So I'll turn on this so that all the text are in caps. Let's set the font size to something like 40. Yeah, and then let's push it to the left side. Drag it up. Yeah, drag it up, and then let's reduce. You see that there are a lot of big spaces between these three words. So what we do, we'll be reducing the gap between them. So let's set that one to, I think, let's try 31. Okay, so 31 is cool. Yeah, 31 is cool. 31 is cool. I think the express delivery service is too big, so let's reduce it to something like this. Yeah, so let's go with 38. Okay, let's go with 38. Yeah, 38 is okay for us. Now let's add our rectangle, this red rectangle over here. So to do that, we'll be adding it beneath the express delivery service layer. So select the rectangle tool, left click and hold and drag to draw a rectangle like this. Yeah, let's draw a rectangle like this. Once you are done, left click here and then drag it inwards to curve the corners for us. I think this is okay. Yeah, this is okay. Now let's change the color of our rectangle. Double click and then pick, with the help of the eyedropper, to pick this red color on the stroke of the rectangle. Yeah, this is okay. Now let's add a stroke to our rectangle itself. So to do that, click on effects and then select stroke. Over here, let's set the stroke size to 7, and then let's change the stroke color to white. Also maintain this, the position should be outside, and then click on OK. So after doing that, we see that the white part, the white stroke isn't in line with our guide over here. So use your right arrow key to nudge it to the right. Press Ctrl T and then let's resize our rectangle a little bit. I think this is okay. So after doing this, what we do next is to let's add our, how do you call it? Let's add our text, our services text over here. So I'll type it on top of our red rectangle there. So to do that, I'll select my type tool. Don't click in the rectangle, else you will write within this rectangle shape over here. So click anywhere on the red sheet apart from this rectangle. So just click and then let's type out Oh, no, 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 no. Select the type. Yeah, let's type it over here. So let's go with our services. So this is okay. Now let's place it just on top of our rectangle. Let's change the font type and then the font size. So let's set the font size to something like 23. Okay, we will be reducing it later. So let's turn off this thing. I want just the first letters to be capitalized. Now let's change the, we'll be using bottom, but then I think let's go with bottom medium. Yes, bottom medium will be okay for us. So bottom medium. Let's set this side. Let's push it this way. Let's close the spaces between each letters. So we'll be doing that over here. Let's select -50. Select the text layer, our services text layer, and then the rectangles layer, and let's place it in the middle of our rectangle. Yeah, so something like this is okay. Now after doing that, press Ctrl G to group them. Let's add, okay, yeah, so this is okay. After grouping them, let's right click on our rectangles layer and then select ellipse tool. We just want to add some little effect onto our heading over here. So with your ellipse tool selected, left click and hold and drag to draw a circle like this. Make sure the circle is in the middle of our red rectangle. So that here's the middle. Now right click and select create clipping mask. So we are clipping our ellipse shape onto our rectangle over here. Now drag it up. I think this is okay. Double click here and change the color to white. Once you are done, let's add, how do you call it, let's add a layer mask to our ellipse shape. So add a layer mask, select your gradient tool, think something over here. We'll be dragging from top to down. So over here, hold down the shift key, left click and hold, and then drag it down just a little. Create this kind of faded effect over here. Yeah, okay. The first one is now push it up. Yeah, something like this is okay. And then I'll reduce the opacity just a little bit. I think 90 is perfect. 90 is perfect. Yeah, 90 is perfect. So after doing that, let's group these two and name them header. Let's name them header. So we know that this group contains our header. Now select the background group. You want to draw another rectangle shape, but then you want it to be beneath this red rectangle over here. So select the rectangle tool, left click and hold and drag to draw another rectangle. I think something like this is okay. Yeah, something like this is okay. Let me push it down just a little bit. Yeah, something like this is okay. Let's place it here. Yes, perfect. So this is perfect. Great. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, don't worry. So let's curve the corners of our rectangle. So we can do that by just selecting this side. Let's try 20. Okay, 20 is okay. 20 is okay. But then let's change the color of our rectangle, this black rectangle over here. So double click and with the help of the eyedropper tool, let's pick this color. And then let's set the opacity to something like 85 is okay. Yeah, so 85 is okay for us. Now let's add our services. So to do that, select the type tool again, click here, and let's add our services. So I'll go with so this would be service one, and then let's try and then place it over here. So with the services, let's set the font style to bottom book. Yeah, this is okay. And then let's set the size to I think 20 is okay. Yeah, 20 is okay for us. And let's set this size to something like 18. Yeah, so this is okay. So let's set this to 0. So we have service 1. Push it up just a little bit. Press Ctrl J to duplicate. Select the bottom one, drag it down, change it to service 2. Select these two text layers, press Ctrl J, drag them down, and set this to service 3, and set the next one to service 4. Let's duplicate the 4 and then drag it down again, and then set it to service 5. So this side will contain the services. I'm just using services like service 1, service 2, service 3, but then when you are designing it, you can choose to add the actual services. So with the service 5, I'll just push it up a little bit, then place it here, and then select the remaining layers and then align them well. So this is okay. So with our services, press Ctrl G, and then let's name them services. Services. So we know that this side contains our services. So while doing that, let's give each service, let's say something like a bullet point. To do that, let's drag this image into Photoshop. With this selected, let's make a selection of the first icon over here. Press Ctrl D to cut it out. Once you've cut it out, right click and select convert to smart object. We are doing it that we are converting it to smart object. The reason is that we don't want to lose its quality whenever we reduce the size or whenever we increase the size. I'll come back to my Photoshop. Press Ctrl V to paste. Press Ctrl T and then resize it. So let's resize it to, I think something like this won't be bad. Something like this is okay. But then you want to change the color of this shape over here. You want to change it to white and then add a red stroke to it. So to do that, let's go to how to call it. Let's change the color of this particular shape over here. So go to effects and then select color overlay. So with the color overlay, let's set the color overlay to white. So that's 6F over here, and add a stroke. So with the stroke selected, let's change the stroke color. And also let's set the stroke size to 13 first, and then let's change the color to this red over here. Yes, so I think this is okay. Yeah, so this is okay. Yeah, this is okay. And then select OK over here, and okay. Press Ctrl J to duplicate it and then drag it down. Select these two layers, press Ctrl J, drag them down. Please, okay. Select the last one, press Ctrl J, and then drag that one also down like this. Now select these groups, press Ctrl G, and then let's name them bullets. Now let's select these three groups, press Ctrl G, and let's name them our services. Yeah, so this is okay. And then let's push the services a little bit towards our bullets. This is okay for us. Let's close. Hey, I forgot to add this rectangle to this. So now we know that this side contains our services and this is our main text. That's the express delivery service. So now the only thing left is the arrow over here, our social media handles and contact info, and also these logos on the box as well. So let's go ahead and then add those ones. So now I'll import the arrow. I'll import the arrow shape over here. So I just drag it here. Go to select and then select color range. So over here, with the help of your eyedropper tool, just click in the white and select OK. Now add the layer mask. Right click and convert to smart objects. Press Ctrl C to copy. Go back to your main worksheet and then press Ctrl V to paste. So over here, press Ctrl T, then let's just place it at each of the corner, any of the four corners. That's the top left, bottom left, top right, or the bottom right. So that whenever you place it there, the arrow changes with the two curved pointed arrows. So just left click and hold and then drag to turn the arrow. So let's reduce the size of our arrow. So let's try and reduce it. I think okay, let's reduce it again. Okay, let me check. Yes, I think this is okay. Let me increase this side with the help of my arrow keys. I think this is okay. So now we have our arrow images. We can just rename it to arrow. Yeah, so this is okay. Now let's add the social media handles. Let's quickly add the social media handles. I'll add those ones beneath our services. So I'll select this side and then select the type tool and let's add the social media handles. So with this, let's set the font type to button book. Let's set the size to something like 12. And yeah, something like 12 is okay. Then let's place it here. Press Ctrl J to duplicate it. Drag it to the left side, to the right side rather. And with this one, let's set the size to something like 20. And then let's change let's change it to our contact. So let's go with +233 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. So over here you can just add your contact number or the contact of your client. So I'll place this and then increase the size again. I think this is okay. So the arrow is making a reference to the contact over here. So in case you need our services over here, just give us a call. That's why we added the arrow shape over here to direct the viewer's eye to our contact over here. So with the social media handles, I will add the social media icons. So let me quickly import this. Let me close this. Then how do you call it? We'll be going with this three over here. Oh yeah, we'll be going with this three over here. But then with the X logo, I think you can change the Twitter's logo to X logo. But then I'll just use the Twitter icon. I'll press Ctrl J to cut them out. Right click and then convert to smart objects. Press Ctrl C to copy. Go back to your main worksheet. Let's close this. And press Ctrl V to paste. Over here, let's reduce the size of our icon to fit our text. So let's place it. Okay, let's increase it just a little bit. I think this is okay. Yeah, this is okay. And then let's change its color from black to our red color over here. So to do that, just go to FX, select color overlay, and then just change the color to this red color over here and select OK. Now let's select our social media handle text layer and then push it to the right side a little bit. Now select these. Let's select these two. Press Ctrl J and name them SM for social media. Then you can group this and name it contacts. With this renaming, you easily know that maybe this side contains the contact, this side contains the social media handles. I think this okay. So now let's select the text, the layers or the groups which contains our text layers, and then let's rename them. So I'll select all of them over here and then press Ctrl G to group them and rename them info. So you know that this side contains our info. Yeah. Now the last thing to do, let's go back to our reference. Now the last thing to do is to add our logos to the box by. So now we are in a way trying to customize the models image to suit our brand. So let me import the first one. After doing that, we will just drag it into the background group. Press Ctrl T and then let's resize. Drag it up here. So let's resize it something like this, but then let's turn it just a little bit. Mark the direction of the cap. With the help of my arrow key, push it up a little bit. Now let's change the color from black to white. So go to FX, color overlay, and then change the color to white. Nice. Over here, once you change the color to white, let's blend our logo with the cap over here. So to do that, go to FX and select blending options. Over here, you'll be working with the underlining layer. You hold down your Alt key and left click and hold this side. Drag it to the left side. I think something like 50. Yes, something like 50 is okay. And then let me close it just a bit. How you see? So you let's go with something like 50 and then 220. So this is looking great. After doing this, let's add our logo to the boxes too as well. So I'll import my logo once again. Press Ctrl T and then resize it. I think yeah, placing them like this will be great. Let me increase it just a little bit. So something like this, okay. And then let's change its color from the move or from the move to, let's say, black color. FX color overlay, change it, set it to black and click on OK. Once you are done, go to effects again and then select blending options. Over here we'll still be working with the underlining layer. So hold down the Alt key, left click and hold and drag. So let's set this one to something like a let's go with, let's say, 187 this side. Then let's set the right side to something like 243 or 40, yeah, 243. Okay, so let's try and then clear this part. So I'll double click here to open my blending option. Place this one here, then play around with this. Select it. Nice. Now duplicate the logo and then drag it down onto the next box. I think this is looking good. Yeah. Okay, so guys, this is how you can design a pro Courier flyer in Adobe Photoshop. Now it's your turn to get creative. I encourage you to try designing your own Courier flyer in Photoshop using these tips shared in this video. Feel free to share your designs in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to like, comment and also subscribe for more design tutorials and tips to enhance your graphic design skills. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Keep creating.